Hey everyone, my name is David Dunbar, or the theme park evangelist. Alright, this time one more, if time permits. As I was saying in my last YouTube video when I was talking about the very first time I ever went to a celebration of Harry Potter with K and YouTuber ArtemD, I just suddenly remembered I did do a staycation with TJ back at the beginning of 2017 for his birthday, and that was in late February. And when I first started, or last was doing the whole How I Met K and TJ series, I had ended with July of 2017. So now we're back in February 2017. So now I'm confused and confusing you guys because no, I'm backtracking because I completely forgot a bunch of YouTube videos. So I apologize about that. So well, not K, I'm sorry. So TJ and I had wanted to do some, or like, let me start over. TJ and I really wanted to just like have a staycation, celebrate his birthday, do something different for his birthday. And I'm gonna go through the weekend at a quick pace so I'm not like boring you guys to death and before my mom gets home. Well, my dad arranged for us to get some Disney tickets, and I believe I did manage to get some Universal tickets from my cousin Ryan. So we stayed in a motel on one night too, and I remember our very first night we were driving out there. I believe I had work that day, and we were driving out there in his car. Well, I mean, I do believe I had driven my car out there too, but we had we were just driving down the road. I think we were coming back from Disney Springs or something, and TJ was trying to get over at one point, and this guy was like already right there, and he started to do this number, and then he spun out of control, and I remember TJ just kept going, and we still talk about that to this day. I mean, it's been 4 years, and we still talk about it. And I remember the very first time we checked in at this motel. You know, the room was pretty nice. The breakfast was a little interesting. I remember going into the Taste of Punjab Indian restaurant. Sorry, and I was like, okay, so why are we having a continental breakfast inside of an Indian restaurant? Like, that's just weird. I remember TJ felt the same way. And then we went to no, I think on our first night we had gone to Magic Kingdom. That's right. Because I know we did Disney Springs at one point. I just don't remember what day that was. I do remember the very next day that TJ and I had believe we went to Epcot, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna go back and look just for the fun of it and see exactly in what order we did everything. Because now I'm confusing myself. So let me pause it for a minute. Okay, now I definitely remember. So I believe we started the whole staycation like right after I was done church or something to that extent. And we went immediately over to Epcot, and we went and rode Frozen Ever After. I remember the very first time I rode Frozen Ever After. I was like so excited. I know, so weird for a 27-year-old to say that. I mean, at the time I was 23, and DJ and I were like waiting in line for like an hour. I remember like us meeting somebody else in line, and we were like, yeah, we're gonna go ride Frozen. I mean, it was a good ride. I didn't vlog the whole ride right away. I actually came back another time and I vlogged the whole ride, but it was still a good ride. I do remember we bought tickets to go to Blizzard Beach, so that was what we did the very next day. Now, I do see that I did do a vlog at the Flower and Garden Festival, but we did that another time. But I believe that was the only things that we vlogged. There was another time we went to Disney. I don't remember exactly when we did that. That might have been the same day we went to Epcot, which was on the Sunday. I believe we started at Epcot, and then we went over to Magic Kingdom because I remember the two of us being in a boat by ourselves on Splash Mountain, and I remember my weight was causing the boat to do this number, boom, every time we went down a hill. It was so hysterical, and I remember there was actually no, we weren't by ourselves. There was two people in the very front, but they were like light, and they were probably soaked by the end of the ride. Like, yeah, you could thank or blame me for that one. As they put the heavy guy in the back. But I was okay with that. I think it was kind of cold that night, so we didn't really want to get that wet anyway. So I believe that's why we did actually request the back, if I remember. I also remember going to this area called Property Control that same exact day because of the fact that we happened to have some time to kill. This was right around the time that they moved Disney Cast Connection or Property Control over by Coronado Springs, because I remember getting some pictures in there, and I remember messing around the arcade machine, the Galaga and Miss Pac-Man. I'm just trying to remember if we ate out at one point that trip. I don't believe we did anything fancy. I know for a fact that we did eat at Fuddruckers one night, because there was a night we went out to Fun Spot, and that was after we had gotten back from somewhere. I don't remember exactly. It might have been Universal, for all I know, because I believe there was a day we did go to Universal, and sometimes Universal is just too much on us, and we got like super sick, and we tried going to Fuddruckers afterwards, and we just couldn't eat. We were both majorly sick, and TJ will tell you this story too. And we decided to get 2 boxes, and we happen to have a mini fridge in our room, so we both stuck our food in the mini fridge, and we just ended up passing up for a few hours, and we woke up a few hours later, and we looked at each other and asked, how are you feeling? We're like, oh, we're feeling a lot better, and I'm like, let's go to Old Town, so, or Fun Spot, whatever. So we happened to be down the road from Old Town, and after we inhaled our food, which finally at that point we were able to eat it, we drove over there, and there was a sketchy character that was trying to sell us like ride wristbands for $10, and we were like, because you just don't know what somebody's gonna do, and we both felt the same way. Like, no, we're gonna pay full price for it. So we went and actually did get some ride wristbands, and we did ride some go-karts. I remember that, and I remember walking around. They were building a roller coaster, if I remember correctly. And we were there maybe a couple of hours, and then we got back to the motel about midnight, and we passed out. And I think the very next day was like our last, and I think that was the day we decided to go to Disney Springs. But anyway, it was a fun trip. I would definitely do it again. I hope to do something more elaborate. I wouldn't say that was my favorite time. It was definitely one of my more memorable times that I've done something. I mean, it was like 4 years ago, but I still remember it pretty well for the most part. I mean, obviously, you could tell that I still had to cheat a little bit and look at a visual and go, oh yeah, now I remember. I mean, anything from like 4 years ago, I feel like there's some stuff I remember from 4 years ago really well. 2017 and 2018 were really good years for me. Because 2017 was when Pandora opened, the Volcano Bay opened. And 2018 is when I met the Tim Tracker. 2018 is the very first year I ever rode on Mission Space. I mean, there was some good things just in those 2 years alone that I could definitely remember. 2019 was a sad year because that was the year I knew I was moving away from Central Florida. But hey, I've had some really memorable times just in the past couple of years I've been to Central Florida. I've I finally had that chance to eat at the Crystal Palace before it shut down due to the pandemic. So I'm really glad I did finally get a chance to eat there and YouTube there. And then this year, I'm trying to remember what we did that was like really unique. I know for a fact that we did something. I just don't remember exactly what it was. Oh yeah, that's right. We ate pasta for TJ's birthday. TJ cooked, but if I remember correctly, we did end up going to like Disney the very next day or something like that. Like I know I got to TJ's place a little later this year, but I know we did something. I just don't remember what it was. That's right. Now I remember. March 1st was the day we went to Disney's Hollywood Studios and did the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I mean, it was kind of for TJ's birthday because we did eat at 50's Friend Time Cafe for the first time in like a few years, at least I did. My brother, same thing. But I felt like it was still more about my brother because the whole trip this year was more about my brother, which I know TJ respected that. So next year, I think the reason why TJ was a little upset with me at first for not wanting to spend much time with him, even though I had my reasons because of the fact that he did make me a promise and he did break it. Excuse me. But I did figure out a compromise, which was, well, I will still spend time with you, but I'm not gonna stay like in your place with you, like sleep over. I'm gonna go stay with my good friends at Figueres when I'm down there. So that's like the big change that has happened with my next trip, which is the fact that when I do go, I'm not gonna be sleeping over at his place. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna hang out with him at all. I mean, obviously, I'm still willing to come over, like for dinner if he invites me over for dinner, which you know he will. I'm still willing to come over. He can come pick me up in his golf cart if he wants, since I'm going to be in the same neighborhood. And then I can just walk back to their place. I'll have a key so I can go. I'll just be sleeping over there. I'm sure TJ will invite me over for breakfast and coffee. And like, it's going to be one of those things like, eh. But the good thing is, I will be sleeping at his place, and that means I'm not going to be having him sit there on my bed staring at me while I'm tired and I want to go to sleep. As I'm like every time I go to his place, I'm literally laying under my covers, and I'm like half awake. I'm like this, and TJ's just standing there like, or listening and still trying to make conversation. And I'm like, TJ, go to bed. Sometimes he doesn't even go to bed till midnight, and then he's already up by 8 in the morning the next day. And then I'll come in my room about half an hour later. You want a cup of coffee, or you want breakfast, or you want anything from McDonald's? And I'm just like, oh my goodness. I'm just like, I am not ready yet. DJ's already wide awake, bouncing off the walls, and I'm just like, where do you get this energy? But yeah, it's kind of the same thing with when I stayed in a motel a couple of times with him. Like, he would be up late watching TV, or he'll be trying to have a conversation with me, and I'm like laying there playing with my phone, and I'm just like, I am not in the mood to do this right now. And then finally I'll go to bed, and then he'll wake me up the next morning, and then he'll already be rushing, and he'll be already going out the door to go get breakfast. Or he'll be standing there waiting for me to finish getting ready, and I'm like, just go without me, good grief. So at least I get to not deal with this, crap anymore. That's the way to put it. Alright, I think I'm done YouTubing for the day. Thank you guys for your patience with me. I look forward to seeing you guys next Tuesday when I do more at home vlogs. And as of right now, my plan still is in effect for Saturday night. I'm still planning on going up to Kings Island to YouTube Hot. It's going to be pretty cold at night. Looking at lows in the mid 40s. So I'm going to definitely have to wear a jacket for sure. I'm going to be going to bed early tomorrow night because I want to be able to be well rested, especially if we're going to deal with several thousand people on Saturday with Dia Latino. And then I'll be bringing a a spare T-shirt at least, and a jacket. Well, I have my jackets in my car. I forgot about that. And then I'll pack a bag tomorrow night so that I can just throw my toothbrush and my toothpaste in the bag in the morning on Saturday, and just head out the door with the bag, and then I can go straight to Kings Island right after work, which will be kind of cool. But I will see you guys Saturday night at Kings Island, and if you don't see me Saturday night for whatever reason, then I will see you guys Tuesday. So always remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Have a great day or evening, and peace out.